Hi there, everybody. Good Friday evening, and we finally made it. Made it through the week, and you know what? This is probably one of those weeks where I didn't want to make it through the week. It was just so nice this week with the sunshine and the gradually warming temperatures that I'd rather I just kept it Thursday for 3 months until we can get back into spring. Nonetheless, we're in store for a big change. It started today. Big change as we get into the weekend where we're starting to get more into that wintertime pattern. You can already kind of see with the cloud cover. It's going to be great. You'll see in the 8-day forecast where we get more into that typical wintertime Northeast Ohio type of weather where it's more cloudy than not, and precipitation is falling. It's just sort of a nuisance, and so we'll dive into the details. So I hope everybody had a great week. Today the temperatures wasn't bad, but we got the rain and we needed it too. We were pretty dry, and we'll take a look at that drought monitor graphic here. But as I always say, this is when we go live here, at least when I go live. I like to kind of, the forecast that you see on TV, we just kind of take a little slower. And we just kind of hit on some details that you don't really get a chance to get in the 3.5 minutes that we give you on the TV side. And it's Friday night. It's not the best of Friday nights, so maybe a lot of you decided to stay in, and you're probably thumbing through social media anyway, and you probably got that alert saying, "Hey, Fox 8 is going live with meteorologist Dante Jones," and you're probably thinking, "Okay, you know what? If the weekend was going to be nice, I probably wouldn't tune in. But now that there's some changes afoot on the weekend, let me just see what the meteorologist has to say." And it's probably right, especially if you got the outdoor plans. You know, you got some plans to, not necessarily saying that you're going to be outdoors doing anything for a long amount of time, but nonetheless, some of you may have to spend some time outdoors doing one thing or another, running errands or what have you. So you'll want to know what the forecast calls for. So let's dive into it, and we'll just talk about the big picture so far. The tropical rain that we had today, well, beneficial rain. One of the good things about if you're in a drought scenario, abnormally dry or moderate drought or anything like that, a good tropical system comes in and it helps you out tremendously. It is a lifesaver. When I was down in the Carolinas, and I spent 5.5 years in eastern North Carolina, and when we've had these abnormally dry or moderate drought situations, you can always depend on, during hurricane season, a tropical system of some sort, whether it's a depression or a tropical storm or hurricane, to come in and give you that much needed relief, that meteorological Visine, if you will, to help you out in the dry department. So that's what we had today. Don't know if it'll completely wipe out the abnormal dryness. We may still next week when we take the drought monitor. Again, we may have some here or there, especially west. West, they will still have a moderate drought because they didn't get a whole lot of rainfall. Here in Northeast Ohio, where we were abnormally dry, we got more. More on that in a second, though. We get the cold shoulder, as I say, because we got a front that's coming in from the west that introduces the cold air mass. And so once we introduce the cold air mass, any precipitation that falls through that colder air is going to fall as a wintry or wintry-esque type of precipitation, if you will. So there's the zoomed out satellite and radar so I can get everything in there. There was, anytime you get a tropical system, you get some tornadoes in there. And so down towards Virginia and North and South Carolina, there was a big tornado watch box there, but that's since been canceled as the storm has lost a lot of its luster. But back towards the west, the tail end of that front, you'll see there's this system that's gearing up and getting itself together down towards Oklahoma, Arkansas, that area. That's going to be moving northward, northeastward. So by the time we get into tomorrow, that's going to be coming in, and that's going to give us a rain-snow mix. So here we are. Right now, we're starting to dry things out. The last gasp of any shower activity kind of moving through Cuyahoga County now, down towards Summit County and Medina, down towards the Holmes County area and Wayne County. And so that's going to be moving eastward throughout the night. And we should be, for the most part, dry by, I'd say, about midnight, where everybody is not seeing any type of precipitation. 60 is what we got to today. 56 earlier this morning. Our average high for this time of year is cooler than our low was last night. You can tell that southerly warm push of tropical air really warmed us up. Our average low is 38. That's going to be more indicative of our average highs as we go through the next 8-day period. A record 73 and 20. That's 73 I like. That 20 you can keep back in 2017. Sunrise, sunset, 7-11, 5-11. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, currently the temperature sitting in the mid to upper 50s. So again, if you're headed out this evening, maybe you got some bowling or what have you, whatever you're going to do. I mean, it's not a bad night temperature-wise. It's just the weather-wise. It's just a raw type of night. Now, we are starting to, as this rain pushes out, we're starting to lift the ceiling, if you will, that lowering of the cloud deck where the base of the clouds are. We call that a ceiling. So you get some fog, the ceiling is low. So we're starting to lift that out west where we're seeing the rain push out. So temperature staying in the 50s. As we get into the overnight, we drop through the 40s and get down to about 39 as an average temperature. Some folks may be a little cooler than that, especially in the outlying areas. That 39 is more of the city temperatures. I could have, as an average, sometimes as an average, we like to drop the temperatures a bit. So if it's going to be, let's say if it's going to be 32 out in the country and 39 in the city, we might say the overnight low is going to be 35. You know, just kind of take the average between the two, and you always know somebody's going to be a little warmer, somebody's going to be a little colder, but you get the gist. Our average last 70-degree day is about November 3rd. Last year was November 11th. This year it was yesterday, November 10th. Say bye-bye to that, because look at those, as NSYNC would say, bye-bye-bye. And it's not going to be May, as Justin Timberlake would say. We wish it was, but upper 30s to lower 40s, 39 to 43. That's it. That's our temperature spread for the next 8 days and the foreseeable future, for that matter. And then by the time we start to correct that, our temperatures, our average temperatures are probably going to be in the 40s anyway. So we'll just be cool right on through there. Here's the breakdown of rain. Tomorrow we get a rain-snow mix. And then that rain-snow mix transitions to just all snow Saturday late night, and it's just to the snow belt. So lake effect snow showers. So everybody gets a rain-snow mix tomorrow, and then by tomorrow night, the system that's bringing the rain-snow mix moves out, and then we just get the lake effect snow showers. Then we're drier for Monday with maybe an isolated flurry around in the snow belt, but most of it's variably cloudy skies, some sun, some clouds, still cool. Then on Tuesday, late afternoon into the evening, another rain snow mix for everybody. And then on Wednesday, one model says we get lake effect rain snow mix, and another model says no, everybody gets a rain snow mix. So we'll fine tune that forecast for next Wednesday. I can't tell you next Thursday though. A lot of the models we look at say look for scattered snow showers for everybody next Thursday. There's the drought monitor that I was talking about, that abnormal dryness for a lot of us here in Northeast Ohio, and then the moderate drought for plenty of us as well. So, and it looks like that's expanded. In all honesty, I don't think I looked at the drought monitor yesterday. And so that moderate drought has expanded. So that tropical system really doing us a solid. Thanks, Nicole. Appreciate that. All right, so here's tonight. Again, like I said, about midnight, everybody's dry. We may get some partial clearing overnight. Maybe first thing in the morning, if you have to get up early Saturday morning, you might see some sunshine briefly before the clouds roll back in quick. And we got that right there. There's the rain snow mix. And it's throughout the afternoon and evening hours. And then by the time we head towards 9 o'clock, we start to, there's still a few, flurries and snow showers around, but the bulk now starts to become lake effect. And that's where we take over that into there's Sunday morning into Sunday morning, and it continues, and then about 8, 9 o'clock Sunday evening, it finally shuts off. So by the time we tally up all of that snow, now that's not to say that other folks that you just saw where the snow is falling won't receive a minor amount. When I say a minor amount, I mean maybe a trace to a half an inch or so. But the bulk of inches will be right there in the snow belt. So you see that stretches anywhere from eastern Cuyahoga County over towards the northern portions of Geauga County, southern Lake County, perhaps over even to southern portions of Ashtabula, northern portions of Trumbull County as well. So that's the bulk of the heaviest of the snowfall. But everywhere else where you're seeing some snow falling, you could still rack up a minor accumulation. Again, anywhere from a trace to a half an inch, mainly on grassy surfaces. And you got to understand that the ground is warm. We've been warm lately. So it's not like we've had these, 30s and snow falling and melting and the ground is cold. No, we've been warm. So any snow that falls, it's not going to stick around for a while. Now, though, as we get into next week, where we start to get that persistent cold, any snow that we start to try and have over the coming weeks, it has a better chance of sticking around. So average snowfall, we're right on the money, believe it or not. Early November is where we usually get our average snowfall here in Northeast Ohio. You head a little further south, a little further west, it's mid-November, which in all honesty, give it a few days, and Monday we'll be in mid-November. That's November 13th, or 14th actually. So we're right in the wheelhouse of where we should be of starting to see our first snow. So there's really nothing abnormal about what's coming our way this weekend and into next week. In fact, the earliest snowfall recorded in Cleveland was October 2nd back in 2003, and then Akron and Canton area, October 2nd back in 74, and then in Mansfield, October 18th back in 92. And last year, our first snowfall was November 1st in Cleveland. It was an inch, and then November 13th in Akron and Canton area, and it was a tenth of an inch, and then November 14th in Mansfield, 1.7 inches. So see what I'm saying there? We're not far off of where we should be. This is about average, so there's nothing abnormal. We just got to get ready for it like we do every year, and we will, but it's here. And I think if you're like me or anybody who is not a fan of the winter weather, and sorry, we live in Northeast Ohio. We're not a fan of winter weather, but I'm not. But it's something that we just have to deal with. 39 overnight tonight, cloudy, cold, and breezy, but we're dry. If you have to get up tomorrow morning, head out to work or anything like that, wind chills are going to be chilly, so just a heads up. Get the coat back out. And you'll probably keep it out because, like I said, these overnight lows, morning lows over the next 8 days are going to be pretty cold. There's the weekend right there. Yuck. We've had 3 great weekends so far. We had 3 weeks ago a weekend in the 70s with sunshine, and the weekend after that in the 60s with sunshine, and then last weekend we were in the 60s with sunshine. Now this weekend, well, we got to pay the piper. There it is, 39, 40 degrees or so. The rain snow mix on Saturday, breezy, so to feel like we're in the 30s. Maybe if it's breezy enough, maybe some of us will feel like we're in the 20s. And then on Sunday, now again, most of you are going to be dry and cloudy and quiet on Sunday. It's just the snowbelt region where we get the lake effect. Those folks are going to see the snow showers persisting through Sunday. It's going to be more active for them, but Sunday's going to be quiet for most everybody. That's why you got that pop or percentage of precipitation, only a 40% on Sunday, and we put lake effect on there because most people are going to remain dry. Then on Monday, we're quiet, variably cloudy skies. Again, some sun, some clouds. Sun may win over at times, probably clouds. 40 degrees, and then 43 on Tuesday, late afternoon into the evening rain snow mix. That could last through the overnight, and then Wednesday it transitions into lake effect snow showers with some rain mixed in. And then on Thursday, our next system, we cool down. We're only in the upper 30s with scattered snow showers. And then for Friday and Saturday, look for partly to mostly cloudy skies. Again, only in the upper 30s for daytime highs. It's cold. Earlier for much of the week, overnight lows right around 30, give or take. But then we start to cool down into those 20s by late week and into next weekend. So when you're waking up Thursday morning, Friday morning, Saturday morning, next week, the temperatures only in the mid-20s, and let's just hope it's not breezy, because if it is, then those wind chills are going to be in the teens, baby. Woo! It's going to be cold. Oh my goodness gracious. So that is the update here, the forecast as we slide into this first wintry-esque weekend. Winter is a little over a month away. But, we're starting to get in late fall, and so this is what happens in Northeast Ohio in late fall. We start it starts to act more like winter is what it starts to do. So here's to winter for the next 9 months, until we see summer again. But everybody have a great weekend. If you're going to be with us at 10 o'clock, I'm going to just look at some more stuff, see if anything needs to be adjusted or what have you. But I think the forecast is still on par. But I will see you at 10 o'clock. For those who will not be joining us at 10, have a great weekend. Even if you're joining us at 10, have a great weekend.